Collingwood taxes are too high, way too high. They're 32% higher than they are in Blue Mountain, 24% higher than Wasaga Beach. There's no need for that. Collingwood runs a surplus, it's got an excellent balance sheet. My name is Michael Blair, and if I'm elected mayor, one of my first priorities is to bring these back into balance. There's no point in having Collingwood families overpaying for property taxes and having to give up other things. My second point is that the town of Collingwood needs to attract business, and it's limited today by an inadequate supply of serviced industrial land. Town council can deal with that. Third, we've all seen innuendo and criticism in the press about past administrations, and that can be avoided through perfect transparency. If I'm elected mayor, I will ask council to pass a bylaw that ensures that actual, perceived, and possible conflicts are all disclosed. Fourth, the town has a highly active cycling population, and I'd like to see our roadways, when they are upgraded, improved to make sure we have paved shoulders and cycling lanes where possible. A lot of Collingwood citizens cycle, and the risks are high. And finally, the town has a ban on short-term rentals, and I think that's a mistake. There are dozens of illegal Airbnb postings in Collingwood, and the town would do better to regulate and license short-term rentals so that the residents who need that extra source of income can get it, and so that the people who rent the residences can be assured of a place that's safe, meets building codes, and is accessible. So those are pretty well a capsule of my platform. I can try to persuade council on each item. About me, I began my career as a fighter pilot in the RCAF, left the Air Force, took an MBA, and became a businessman. I've been on the boards of 20 public companies. I was the president of the Enfield Corporation, the founder of Rexall Drug Stores, the chief executive of Auto Modular Corporation, an auto parts supplier. I understand business, I understand administration. I think I can be helpful to the town.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Saunderson. I'm asking for your vote for Mayor of Collingwood this election because I believe Collingwood can do better. I stand for local government that puts the interests of the residents of Collingwood first. I have served as Deputy Mayor for the last 4 years and committed to you to champion accountable local government, a community-based strategic plan, and responsible financial management. I've worked hard with staff and the current council to deliver on these commitments, and our record speaks for itself. This council has passed a comprehensive community-based strategic plan that identified your 5 priorities for council: accountable local government, public access to a revitalized waterfront, support for economic growth, healthy lifestyle, and culture and the arts. We updated key governance processes, including the Code of Conduct and Procurement Bylaw. We implemented live streaming of all council and committee meetings and recorded votes on all substantive issues. We have worked aggressively on reducing debt and the town's financial sustainability. We currently have debt of less than 27 million, a reduction from 39 million, which is the lowest our debt has been since 2007. We have approved 4 responsible budgets, limiting annual tax rate increases to less than 1%. My vision for Collingwood is to build a community that is proud, healthy, and strong in every way. My 10-point election plan can be viewed on my website at www.briansaunderson.ca. I believe the residents of Collingwood deserve a local government that is accessible and engages residents in two-way communication, that is progressive and prepared to implement new initiatives such as an environmental audit of all our facilities and services to ensure we're operating in a sustainable way, that advocates for our at-risk residents, our aging population, and our youth, that understands the pressures of growth and works proactively to ensure we respect Collingwood's heritage and green spaces, that works collaboratively with the County of Simcoe and our neighbours on issues like economic development to ensure that we attract jobs that are sustainable and long-term for our residents. Collingwood deserves leadership that has hands-on experience in municipal and regional issues and embraces the politics of vision, not the politics of division. We need a leader who puts the interests of the residents of Collingwood first, and I believe I am that leader. I ask for your support this election. Please vote for Brian Saunderson. Thank you very much.
I'm John TRUDE, and I'm a candidate for the office of mayor in the upcoming election. I would like to speak to you about 3 things today. The reason I'm running for mayor, my vision for the town, and my goals for the council 218 to 222. First, I've been a resident of the town and area since 1984, and I have worked for the OPP and prior to that for the Town of Collingwood Police Service for that period of time. So I've established my reputation and my level of trust over that period of time, and I stand by that. I want to restore the trust of the community in the community council, and that's something that I have experience in doing, working with both the Town of Collingwood councils and the Town of Blue Mountain councils in my capacity in my previous occupation. My vision for the town is that we are once again seen as leaders in the broader region, the broader area, and that we become builders, enablers, and great partners. And that includes all our neighboring municipalities and all the people and stakeholders within the community. We are known for being creative in our work within the community and adjacent communities, and I only see that as being something that we can build on and enhance. I want to become known as Ontario's healthiest community by leveraging and building upon our recreational assets, the natural beauty and attributes that we have in the community, and implementing incremented actions to address the waterfront recreation plan over a period of years. It's time that we stopped planning it and started doing it. My goals for council are: we will restore trust within our community. We will always work with our community partners, not just when it's politically expedient. We will ensure that meaningful consultation takes place in our community and is considered prior to making a decision. We will no longer make closed-door decisions that impact so many. We will eliminate single-source contracts. Those methods to do that are already existing in policy and bylaws that we have within the Town of Collingwood. We just have to adhere to them. We truly look at both sides of every issue, not just a side that if you're pushing, and we will be seen 4 years hence as a council that was open, receptive, thoughtful, sensitive, tolerant, and as builders of the community in a positive way, not a negative way.
My name's Ian Chadwick, and I'm running for Deputy Mayor for the Town of Collingwood. I have the experience and the knowledge to be your next Deputy Mayor. I served 3 consecutive terms on Collingwood Council. I spent a dozen years in local media covering regional politics and more than 20 years serving on Collingwood's boards and committees. I currently serve on Simcoe County's Museums, Libraries and Archives Board and on the Regional Source Protection Committee. For a decade, I owned and operated a successful retail business. From that, I learned financial management and careful budgeting. I currently manage communications for a nonprofit association that advocates for municipal water systems. I'm the author of 4 published books and many articles on municipal issues. I've taught courses on website design and media relations. I volunteered for humane societies, and for the local Optimist Club, and I'm an avid reader. As your next Deputy Mayor, I will assure an open, ethical council to rebuild trust with the public and staff and to restore our town's reputation. I will help our town achieve its full potential through careful financial management. I will make sure we set clear, sustainable goals before we initiate any new projects or take on any new debt. I will help create balanced budgets that maintain our quality of life with the least impact on our taxpayers. As your next Deputy Mayor, I will fully support our hospital's redevelopment. I will help rebuild our regional relationships. I will promote economic development, local jobs, and industry retention. I will support waterfront enhancement while maintaining our existing infrastructure, trails, and parks. I will champion the return of public engagement and public committees. I will encourage public participation in all major decisions and listen to the public's concerns and issues. As your next Deputy Mayor, my goal will always be open, accountable government that serves the greater good. Thank you for your support.
Hello, my name is Keith Hall, and I am one of 2 candidates running to be your next Deputy Mayor and representative at Simcoe County Council. You have some great people running for all for the various positions around the council table. For the most part, I believe that we all share a passion for our town and want to see the community continue to move forward in a progressive manner. However, I would like to take a few minutes to discuss what I think is the most important consideration when selecting a person to represent you as your deputy mayor and representative at county council. At the end of the day, you want someone who can make the tough decisions that are in the best interest of the community and not a select few. When I ran for council in 2010, you may recall that the issues of downtown patios and the Admiral Collingwood development dominated the election. However, in reality, the issues that dominated the council of 2010 to 2014 were the sale of Collis to form Collis Power Stream, a potential casino, and the decision to purchase 2 sprung structures for Central Park and the Centennial Pool. On August 27, 2012, I could have easily voted in favor with the other members of council to purchase the 2 sprung structures. After all, at the time, I had 2 young boys who both played rep hockey and who would directly benefit from a second enclosed ice surface. But after careful consideration, when I looked at all the information, I was confident that by voting no, I was making a decision that was in the best interest of the community, a decision I still stand by to this day. Again, as candidates, we can all talk about our vision and the need for accountability and sustainable growth, etc. However, I believe it is important to select someone that, in addition to strong values and a vision for their community, has a proven track record of making tough decisions that are in the best interest of the community and not a select few. Issues come and go, but the ability to make tough decisions must be a constant. On October 22, 2018, I am asking that with your vote, you place your trust and confidence in me as your next deputy mayor and county councillor. Thank you.
One of the greatest rights we have in Canada is to have your say. In Ontario, this right is one of the pillars that ensures democracy in our local municipal and school board elections. It gives you the freedom of choice and a voice to your opinions in choosing the municipal and school board representatives in your community. If you are at least 18 years of age, a Canadian citizen, and a resident of or own property in Ontario, you can participate in your local municipal and school board elections this fall. One way to make this process more efficient is to verify that your name is on the preliminary list of electors used to prepare the voters list for Election Day. You can confirm or update your information conveniently at voterlookup.ca. The process is just 3 simple steps and should only take you a few minutes to complete. First, fill in your personal details. Next, select the options that best describe your situation. The system will confirm your elector status and/or prompt you for additional information if required. And finally, verify and save your information. It's as simple as that. So remember, have your say. Log on today.
Hello, I'm Stephen Aldred, and I'm a candidate for Collingwood Town Council. I live in Collingwood with my wife Terry Lynn and my 4 amazing children. My daughter started high school this year, and my 3 boys are all in elementary school. I run a small business out of Collingwood called Planet Geographical. I studied urban and rural planning at St. Mary's University in Halifax and continued my postgraduate studies at Sault College, where I specialized in geographic information systems. I have worked with municipal planning departments for over 15 years, both as a city employee with the City of Edmonton and as a consultant where I've worked with over 50 municipalities. I'm running for council to be a voice for all the young families that are disconnected from Town Hall. As a councillor, what you will notice most is how hard I am working to bring new initiatives to Collingwood. I plan to introduce grassroots programs within each neighborhood that will promote healthy living and keep children active all year long. This will provide a platform for all our amazing clubs to promote their services. We need to get the ball rolling on a new multi-use recreational facility. These facilities provide an overall improved quality of life for all residents. We need to expect first-class facilities and not accept band-aid short-term solutions. I will ensure that a substantial amount of green space is preserved in our developing areas. The recent developments have not allocated enough urban green space to facilitate physical activity and relaxation. Developers have benefited from past councils accepting site plans that have provided token parks for very large development projects. These developments need to provide active space for more than just young children. They should be required to include activities for teenagers and adults. Tennis courts, basketball courts, skate parks, outdoor rinks, and large areas for field activities need to be included. As a town, we need to move beyond the constant controversies dogging council. There's very little trust in our elected officials. We need to implement policies that deal with the total lack of transparency on council. The closed-door meetings need to be opened up. The voters of Collingwood need to change council in order to change the direction the town is stuck in. We need a better plan, especially for the growing number of families that have decided that Collingwood is the place to be to raise their families. For more info, please visit my website at www.stephenaldred.ca.
I'm Christopher Baines, and I'm a candidate for Collingwood Council. 3 reasons why I'm running for council. First is award system. Collingwood is one of the 35 top growing communities in Canada. It's time we had a ward system. At the current time, if you've got potholes, if you've got broken sidewalks or noisy neighbors, who are you going to call? Who of 7 councillors? It's time that we get with the program and get a professional system for our municipality in that we get a ward system. Then we'll have councillor accountability. You'll know who to call. Second reason is I'm after embracing the Bay. For too long we have turned our back on Georgian Bay and the harbour. It's time for us to embrace that and fix some of the mistakes of the past. I'm a big supporter of the Harbourfront Lands Development Task Force and support their recommendations. Third, affordable housing for our young people. Where are the young people that service our industries and work in our communities going to be able to live if they can't afford to live in this community? I support the Tourism Supply Housing Task Force and its 2 projects and many recommendations to increase affordable housing in our community. Now, a bit about my background. I've been a member of the Collingwood Police Services Board for 4 years. I'm on the Simcoe County Organic Waste Infrastructure Committee working on increasing green bins in the community. I'm Vice President of the Collingwood Toastmasters, Vice President of the Collingwood Optimist Club. I've been a member of the International Joint Commission's Public Advisory Board. Professionally, I've been now a mediator for the past 20 years, working with a diverse community of individuals and organizations in trying to solve really deep-seated conflicts. I work in solving insurance, wrongful dismissal, family, estate work, all sorts of stuff like that. I'm used to conflict. And it may be that my skills could be put to good use, quite frankly, in Collingwood Council. For all these reasons and more, I believe I have the skills, the experience, and the ability to be a good member of Collingwood Council. I want your back. I'll support your back. I'm hoping you're going to say, I'm backing Baines.
Hi, I'm Stuart BEESTON. I'm a candidate for Town Council in Collingwood. To be honest, I'm not particularly interested in politics per se. I've never been a member of a political party or associated with any organized special interest group. I believe that too many politicians have their self-interest or the interests of special interest groups as their prime concern, and it's always been my belief that the interest and benefit of the community should come first. So why run for Town Council, you ask? That's a good question. It stems from my educational background in community planning and urban studies, an early career in planning in Toronto, Mississauga, and then after leaving planning, I spent many years planning, designing, building, and running restaurants in many municipalities throughout southwestern Ontario. So I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of municipal politics and the bureaucracy, and I suspect many of you have seen the same. Collingwood is a great community, but as with many things, there's always room for improvement. So I firmly believe that as part of a strategic initial plan, it's imperative that the town focus on some important issues, and I believe those to be housing, affordable housing for young adults, families, and the ever-increasing elderly population, creating employment opportunities, particularly those for small businesses and the small business community. I think we should have a red carpet, not red tape approach, so finding ways to make City Hall more efficient, effective budgeting and cost controls, prioritize spending for the benefit of the many and not the few, and developing a strategy to encourage and facilitate a vibrant downtown. And last but not least is to help those in need, those that are disadvantaged, and furthering the good work that's already being done in the community. So to quote Simon Sinek, leadership is not about the next election, it's about the next generation. If you think any of that sounds good, then vote for me, Stuart Beeston. Thank you, and bye for now.
Hi there, I'm Steve Berman, and I'm running for a seat on Collingwood's next council. This is a critical election for the future of Collingwood. Our town has moved forward in an unprecedented manner the past few years. As a member of Collingwood's next council, I will work hard to ensure that this momentum continues. My roles this term on the Library Board and the Museum Advisory Committee have given me valuable experience regarding the importance of community input as well as the working structure of our municipality. I'm proud of our work developing the first library strategic plan since 1991. The next 4 years will see many important decisions made on the use of public funds. You must be able to trust the people making those decisions on your behalf. I have actively fought for this town for the past 6 years, and I have shown that I get to the bottom of the issues. I believe in respectful, inclusive leadership. I will listen to and represent all residents of Collingwood, not just the ones who voted for me. I will insist that we act on public input about how to spend the funds from the airport and utility sales so that residents' input is a priority. I believe in strong, accurate communications. I will ask Council to look at ways to improve the town's communications. Simple links to documents will give residents an easier way to find facts on key issues. I will ask Council to make recorded votes mandatory at Council meetings. Councillors need to be held accountable for their voting record. I believe that your town hall needs to adhere to one set of rules. I will ask Council to approve the audio recording of all in-camera meetings. This will be made available only to the closed meeting investigator in an investigation. I will judge all items that come in front of Council by the same standards, regardless of the individual, company, or organization who puts forth the request. I believe that every member of Council should be proud to declare a conflict of interest. It is an opportunity to show residents that open and transparent are more than just words. The decisions of your next council will affect our town for generations to come. When it comes time to cast your ballot, the most important question you should ask yourself is, who do I trust? Thank you, and on October 22nd, please vote for Steve Berman.
Hi, I'm Tina COMI, and I'm running for Town Council in Collingwood. I love our town, and it's my pleasure to be out in the community speaking with the people that make our town such a great place to live. First responders, small business owners, teachers, parents, and grandparents. I'm glad to know we are on the exact same page when it comes to the things that matter to you and your family. Collingwood is growing, and now more than ever, it's important to vote for a councillor with a commitment to protecting our green spaces, preserving our town's unique heritage, and prioritizing the safety of cyclists and pedestrians. I look forward to speaking to many more of you in the coming weeks. And on October 22nd, I ask you to vote for an independent councillor with the desire to listen and the willingness to act. Please vote Tina COMI for Collingwood Council. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Shawn Cooper, candidate for council in the town of Collingwood. I will make informed decisions while considering taxpayer benefit and any community consequence. Spending is always about prioritizing. After essential services are checked off, I believe in a balanced community. I am a believer in the pay-for-play system. Residents of Collingwood graciously share the amenities that we are blessed with, welcoming tourists with open arms. Currently, residential taxpayer dollars, in part, are being used to fund the cleanup of our parks, the organization and delivery of festivals, and I feel a portion of the cost should be shared by the tourists. One idea is paid parking at our waterfront parks for non-residents. Collingwood taxpayers would receive a parking pass or passes with their property tax bill. Increased fines for littering, a stronger presence of bylaw enforcement on weekends to keep our parks clean. This must be a priority for the next council. I am committed to finding more ways to generate revenue for the town of Collingwood. An example of this would be increased boat slips that could potentially create new revenue streams. The grain terminals. I have read the reports and recognize the costs associated with demolition and repair. I would support a public forum and public discussion before any decision is made. I will work towards enhancing our waterfront and executing the Waterfront Master Plan. The Collingwood General Marine Hospital. The hospital board deserves a united council that will support their recommendations. The hospital board and the residents of Collingwood need and deserve a councillor in their corner. I have been blessed to serve as Collingwood's Catholic School Board trustee for 2 terms. I have quality experience and a proven track record of making things happen. In October, vote Shawn Cooper for Collingwood Council.
Good afternoon. I'm George Dickenson. I'm running for the position of councillor here in Collingwood. I've been here my entire life. I've gone to school here, worked here, I play here. I did leave for 5 or 6 years to work overseas and pursue a job on the oil rigs, and being gone and returning left me to, when I came home, I realized that this is just as nice a place as I was fortunate enough to see anywhere in the world. So I've a little bit about myself, I guess. I've coached lacrosse teams, hockey teams, soccer teams. I've taken many leadership roles. I was on the ski patrol at Blue Mountain, been a ski instructor. I've seen a lot of changes over the 57 years, and I want to be part of the changes that can happen in this town's future. I will champion to work for the concerns of the local condo cores, and I want to make decisions on the terminals. I would endorse cycling lanes, continue to do work on the infrastructure, keep our taxes low, which is going to be possible. I would like to be accountable, approachable, transparent, and passionate about the issues in our town. I value people's ideas, opinions, concerns, and I would cherish the opportunity to do service for all of us here in Collingwood for the next 3 or 4 years. So I appreciate your vote on October 22nd. And thank you, Rogers, for giving me this opportunity to speak.
Hi, I'm Deb Doherty, and I'm a champion of what matters to you today. a rich quality of life with a strong sense of community and heritage, trails, green space, and waterfront. You're talking to me about growth and how it's impacting our neighborhoods, our streets, our natural heritage, and our lifestyle, the reasons why we chose to live here. I support growth. It pays for more and improved services for residents and businesses. But I have and will continue to advocate for higher standards for development. We must grow with a view to protecting what we value as a community: small town culture, quiet neighborhoods, walkable and cyclable community, green space, and accessible waterfront. We're seeing more people than ever before cycling or walking for work and play, and I have strenuously supported the expansion of trails and bike lanes throughout the community. Collingwood is ranked as one of the top 10 Canadian cities for entrepreneurship and small business expansion. Our business survey tells us that local businesses are optimistic, but they need employees and workers need affordable accommodation and reliable transportation. I supported the investment in expanded public transportation, and I'll continue to encourage the development of mixed neighborhoods with housing options for a range of family budgets. The town's finances are in better shape than they were 4 years ago. We've reduced debt by half, increased revenues, and strengthened reserves, all while reducing the tax rate. We now have a financial roadmap, and with the right council, we can see our way clear to investing in the community, providing more and better services without added tax burden. Finally, I believe that town assets must serve the residents without being a burden or a liability. If the private sector can provide a service that's better or more cost efficient than the municipality, then conversion to cash is preferable to deficit financing, with the added benefit of providing capital for the priorities that are important to you. If you agree with my position on these community issues, then please support me on October 22nd. Let's grow smart.
Good morning, Collingwood. Cam ECCLESTONE here. I'm running for re-election in October. And when I was elected 4 years ago, I was on the library board, and after about 6 months, I met the team person. Her name was Jocelyn. And she explained to me that there was a situation. There were 15 kids at 9 o'clock with nowhere to go. Their ages range from 13 to 26. So I thought to myself, I should absolutely do something about this. And I aligned myself with a gal by the name of Linda Markowski, who's a very caring person. Together we took 8 months, and we visited over 60 different agencies, including the kids and their parents. And we mostly found out that it was the parents that were at fault. There was family breakdown, and the new partner coming in didn't want the kids. So often, although they have depression and anxiety, etc., we didn't find a lot of drug abuse. And so we thought we'd have to build a transitional house. So we saw a friend of mine, Ray Smith, and he has lots of money, won the lottery a few years ago. And he said absolutely he would help, and he would use his own money to start the process. And so we built a house at 53, Ray's an architect and a builder, so he built a house at 53 Campbell Street, which is now known as the Barbara Wider House. George Wider contributed some of the funds into it too, and there's now 7 kids that are in that house that have a plan, and we have 2 graduates that got out from under, have a job, have a place to stay. So next term I want to continue on that work and see if we can save another 8 or 10 lives, whatever. Thank you.
Hello Collingwood, my name's Tim Fryer. Please visit my website, timfryer.com, when you have a moment. I truly appreciate that 4 years ago voters placed their confidence in me for the vital role of councillor. During my term on council, I am definitely proud of the progress made of my 2014 platform goals. But there is more work that needs to be done. That is why I am seeking Collingwood's support to let me continue to participate in shaping Collingwood's future with you. Yes, early in the term, our integral community-based strategic plan was completed. As it identified, a key priority is to focus and improve public access to a revitalized waterfront. The public assisted further when we established a waterfront master plan with Collingwood's harbour the top priority. Some initial steps have been taken after we first set reserve funds to utilize on the plan's initiatives. The latest is the Gathering Circle project at Harborview Park in conjunction with the Indigenous community, the Steelworkers Union, and Elephant Thoughts. These planning and execution steps incorporate public engagement and establish effective partnerships while focusing on environmental stewardship. 3 beliefs I committed to in 2014 and still do in 2018. Yes, inroads were also made on my goal to see improvement in Collingwood's poor financial condition while moving us towards formulating a complete and sustainable financial plan. I want to continue to use my financial expertise and extensive understanding of Collingwood's needs to emphasize how fiscal policy can best be further enhanced to complete this task. Yes, we all know Collingwood is a vibrant, healthy, and beautiful community to live, work, and play in. The enviable lifestyle we share will continue to attract newcomers, both permanent and temporary. We must maximize the opportunities this creates in a sustainable way. More attainable housing solutions and further improvements of our local and regional transit service are key enhancements I will continue to work on. My short summary only allows me to generally cover some of the issues I prioritize as I seek re-election as one of your Collingwood councillors. I do provide more detail on my platform and myself, as well as the opportunity to contact me directly on my timfryer.com website. Don't hesitate, I am approachable. In closing, I want to thank Rogers TV for this opportunity. Please everyone, make sure to exercise your right to vote, no matter who you choose to support.
I'm Sal Greco, a candidate for Collingwood Town Council. As you may have noticed, I'm the candidate without a tie or no ties. And I want your vote because I want to make Collingwood a better place to live and visit. I believe in Collingwood's limitless potential, and I bring a forward-looking and honest vision to Council. With 20 years of business and volunteer experience in Collingwood, some of you may know me as the advertising salesperson for George and Life magazine. Others may know me as past council member and a volunteer of many service clubs in our hospital and church. As a candidate without ties, my 5 priorities are local economy. We need to understand how regional and national issues like NAFTA impact local businesses and then execute plans with the community to prevent economic hardship for our citizens. A healthcare campus aligned with the new hospital, and this is important. We need to work with Georgian College to create a healthcare campus on the Popular Side Road site of the new hospital to train new healthcare providers for the 21st century. A GO Transit link to Barrie. Collingwood needs weekday rush hour GO Transit bus service to Barrie to bring new jobs and workers to our town. In the future, we need all-day bus service to Barrie 7 days a week. Waterfront development. Access to Georgian Bay is a tremendous asset. Let's use our waterfront as an attraction for everyone. Repair the elevator, it's a landmark. Our town's heritage is shipbuilding, so why not bring the SS Keewatin to Collingwood Harbour as a tourist attraction, or a Navy ship? And I'm not on board with selling any more waterfront property that the town owns. Accountability and taxes. We need fiscal responsibility and common sense spending by council to get a good return on our tax dollars. I am honest, so please select Sal Greco as your councillor. It's time for the candidate without ties.
I'm Yvonne Hamlin. I'm a candidate for Collingwood Council in the October municipal election. As you know, you can vote for 7 members of council, and today I'm asking that one of your 7 votes be cast for me. I'm going to take just a few minutes now and tell you a bit about myself. For over 25 years, I practiced municipal and planning law and worked with staff, residents groups, and councils across the province. I have the know-how to not only understand the issues, but get things done. As a resident of Collingwood, I believe we need 2 things right now. 1, we need to establish clear planning rules so that new development respects our neighborhoods, while at the same time encouraging badly needed housing and employment. Secondly, we need to create and enforce strong rules for council so that we never have even a hint of dishonest conduct from our elected officials again. You may have met me over the years. I've taken leadership roles in several charitable and nonprofit organizations. Recently, I've worked hard for our neighborhood to ensure issues were dealt with as they arise in regard to a large development that's underway literally on our doorstep. And as a result, council's enacted some strong bylaws to make residents' life better. We all know Collingwood's changing. The provincial government has mandated that Collingwood is to grow, and that growth is underway. We can expect maybe 10,000 residents over the next decade. But we do not need to accept growth at any cost. We can demand the best building standards, the best building designs, the best community layouts, the highest standards for roads, parks, and walkways. We really only have one chance to get it right. Collingwood needs a voice on council that can ensure our future is the best it can be. Collingwood is a great place to live. I'm passionate about Collingwood. I am prepared to make sure that it is the best it can be. I ask you to have a look at my website, yvonnehamlin.com, and learn a bit more about me. I hope I can get your support.
My name is Kathy Jeffrey, Councillor Candidate for re-election, Town of Collingwood. I'm asking for your vote. Collingwood has always been my home. I care that we maintain its sense of character, community, and charm, but more importantly, that all of our residents will be afforded a chance at that same experience to earn a living, buy a home, and raise a family in our beautiful town. Hashtag Keep Moving Forward is the foundation of my platform. Experience, work ethic, commitment, and the ability to produce results are qualities I use to fulfill my responsibilities as a councillor. My honest and factual approach to the issues at hand has been well documented over my past terms of council, served 2003 to 2010 and 2014-18. It is important to continue engaging residents in our decision-making processes through additional tools like the recent introduction of live streaming of our committee and council meetings. I am committed to open and inclusive municipal government. My community work volunteer work spans over 30 years, including a national presidency, which gave me experience in rules of order, policy development, strategic planning, and working with limited resources. Moving forward, I will continue to support policies and budgets that further reduce our municipal debt while protecting the services and programs that are important priorities for residents. Having your support and confidence is appreciated to allow me the opportunity to return to represent our shared concerns at the Collingwood Council table. I have the experience to keep moving forward and commit to keep reducing debt and work toward a better financial position, protect community values during constant change, assist our hospital in their process to secure the provincial commitment for a much-needed new hospital, promote economic development and jobs, support an affordable housing strategy, support waterfront renewal, show leadership locally, provincially, and nationally where possible, use common sense, and make good decisions. A vote for Kathy Jeffrey is a vote for community involvement, informed change, and moving forward. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Knoll, and I've chosen to run in the Collingwood 2018 municipal election. I believe we have the power to create your Collingwood, and I hope that you would vote Knoll in 2018. My vision is an affordable cost of living and sustainable economic growth. My values are conservation of our natural environment and resources. I believe also in our heritage and preservation of our history and culture. My first memories in Collingwood are of my grandfather's garden on 7th Street in Collingwood. I spent my formative years here growing up, moving then to Stainer and Barrie to complete high school. I then went to Ryerson and George Brown College to study nursing. I eventually met and married my husband, and we decided Collingwood was the only place that we wanted to settle. I returned in 1994. The current judicial inquiry motivated me to run in this election. I believe we can do better. I believe in change. I believe in transparency, and I want to change Collingwood for the better. I believe we all have a shared vision. I believe affordable housing is important with a vacancy rate of 1.4%. It's a critical issue. We need to develop programs and work in partnership with the government to make it affordable for modest to middle income families. I also believe that there's been a huge cultural transition in the town, and we need to come together to develop things like a multi-use facility and programs where we can preserve things like our terminals. I believe that our heritage is really worth protecting. I would like to invite you to contact me. My email is votecathnoel@gmail.com, or contact me on my cell number is 705-441-0345. Thank you so much, and I hope that we can work together if you elect me.
Hi, I'm Bob Madigan. Most people just call me Bob. 4 years ago, I asked for your support, thinking that I really understood the job of a councillor. Whew, I've learned so much since then. My passion has always been Collingwood, my hometown. This is where I grew up, this is where my children grew up, and this is where everybody wants to come and live. Not only can this be an amazing place to live, but it can be an amazing place to play and work as well. We are a lifestyle community, and we know that. Our next council will have many challenges as well as very many opportunities. Me, I'm a glass half full type of guy. So starting in 2019, our council will be dealing with implementing a waterfront master plan, dealing with the unfortunate judicial inquiry recommendations, as well as continuing to find solutions to our obvious rental housing shortage. We will be balancing future developments within the provincial mandates for our growth targets. Council is a very time-consuming job, let me assure you of that. But it's really developed my listening skills, which my wife will tell you. I always will find a mutually agreed upon time to listen to your concerns and your ideas, because those are what's going to make me better and make our community better. I'm a passionate and enthusiastic, not only about the next 4 years, but about planning for the next 10 to 20 years. As we plan, we must also develop implementation plans, action plans. We got to figure out how this stuff needs to get done, and working each year to complete stages of projects will make Collingwood the gem of Georgian Bay. I believe in youth in our community, and after this hot summer we have had, I feel that they need a safe area to play in the outdoors during the warm weather. I'm not here to make any campaign promises, but I want to let you know that before the next term of council is over, Collingwood will have a splash pad for those kids to enjoy, of all ages, me, you, and them. I'm Bob Madigan, and I'm asking for your vote. I want to be at the council table for the next 4 years. I will work my heart out for Collingwood, and I will make this a better place to live, work, and play. Thank you.
I was raised in Glen Huron, went to high school in Collingwood, got a degree at the University of Guelph, and a diploma in broadcast journalism at Fanshawe College. I've worked in newsrooms right across Ontario, spending 8 years at 680 News and CHFI in Toronto. In 2003, my high school sweetheart and I decided to make Collingwood our forever home, just like many of you. The last 11 years, I've been delivering news and information programming to you each morning on 97.7 The Beach. I was also a host here on Rogers Daytime for a little while. I've talked with nearly every candidate for public office, every mayor, deputy mayor, warden, deputy warden, MP, and MPP, demanding accountability and answers to your questions about how they make their decisions. As a journalist, I'm way more comfortable asking the questions, but I think I can help at the council table. We have some big decisions that we have to make about our shared future in the next little while, and we need a town council that's reasonable and responsible, curious and unafraid to embrace our future, but still honor our past. If I'm elected, I will support implementing all the recommendations from the judicial inquiry into the sale of Collis and the development of 2 recreation facilities. I will support a hospital, a new one for Collingwood, wherever the provincial government decides to build it. And at the end of the day, it is up to them. I'll support doing whatever is necessary to preserve and protect the Collingwood terminal building. However, I also believe in being careful with your tax dollars. That means we might have some tough choices to make in the next little while, but we should do it with plenty of public consultation and with an eye on your bank accounts. We need to have lots of conversations before any decisions get made, conversations that are based on facts. I'm looking forward to seeing the plan for cycling in Collingwood. As a cyclist myself, I look forward to having less scary ways to get around and also have a commuter plan for cyclists. We should all give back to our community. I've been doing so as an in-school mentor with Big Sisters. I'm also a volunteer coach with the Curling Club. I volunteer at the Collingwood Fair, and I never say no to emceeing a charity event or something like a figure skating carnival. I even won Georgian Bay Reeds one year. If you want to know more about me, check out the blog I've been writing for the last 8 years, McLeod's Musings with Marianne McLeod at blogspot.com. I also tweet. I'm Auntie Missy, or you can just give me a call. My phone number's on the town's election website page.
Hello, and thank you to Rogers for giving us this opportunity to talk to you about serving your Collingwood for the next council. I'm Dale West. I have had the honor of serving the community on council before between 2010 and 2014. I'm here today asking for your support to give me that opportunity to work for your Collingwood again. My connection with the town goes back to the early 80s when I moved here to work for the radio station at the time, CKCB, and of course then the Peak. And I learned over that time that the residents of Collingwood have a great pride in their community. And the newer residents, like me back then, quickly were wrapped up in this community. I look forward to this chance to support that pride in your Collingwood with a solid community-focused leadership at the table. I've supported many initiatives over the past few decades in town through my radio program and of course through direct participation. And currently I serve as the co-chair of the annual Silver Stick Hockey Tournament fundraiser for Collingwood Minor Hockey, and I'm a part of the 100 Men for South Georgian Bay Club. It's been an interesting decade in Collingwood. As we prepare for the next phase of the century, we need to be ready for the changes that are coming. Financially, we have to be responsible. In 2010, we started the trend towards paying down the debt. I'm glad to see we're still on that path, and I will continue to support that direction. We are going to grow. That's what the province has mandated, and the strong construction response shows you that people want to be a part of your Collingwood. Affordability is an issue that comes with growth. People want to be able to continue to enjoy living in this great area of Ontario, and we have to be conscious of that in the decisions we make for the future. Infrastructure is important, whether it's in the ground or above the ground. I've always supported maintaining that at a very current level, and I continue to support things like the new PRC master plan. Intercommunity cooperation is going to be important as well. That's why we have a successful bus route that runs all the way from Wasaga Beach to the Blue Mountains, and I'm looking forward to continuing initiatives like that. I look forward to this opportunity to once again work for you and your community. I look forward to our region working on solid relationships. I will work diligently to make relationships and our town even stronger as I work for your Collingwood. You can reach me at VoteDaleWest 2018 at Rogers.com. Once again, thank you for listening.